It is pumpkin spice latte day. I know a lot of people are excited about it. I won't be going anywhere near Starbucks today, but I just jotted down a little bit of, what I wanted to get done today and just kind of what our meals and everything were going to look like. And then the last little bit of Vlogust, just making sure that I'm staying on track, and then some other things I need to take care of. But anyways, spending some time with my mom this morning, and it's been a little bit cooler in the mornings and it has been really nice, and the leaves are starting to change. But I know we still have some warm days ahead, and it was a good day. My mom was working on a puzzle, Cobble Hill, 275 pieces. These are my favorite puzzles. And all of the really nice colorful teacups were all done at the bottom, and then it was kind of the harder pieces left, and they all kind of look the same. So I kind of restrained myself because I didn't want to finish it off for her, but I just kind of helped her when she was looking for a certain piece, trying to help her, like, well, what color, and all of that. So anyways, I thought this one was really pretty with all of the teacups. Then I went to Giant Tiger. I had a couple of things to pick up and I wanted to look at clothes, but when I walked in, they had some decor out. And these mugs for $5 were really nice, like really good quality. I like the size of them because I only drink like 8 ounces of coffee, so I don't like the great big ones. They had a variety of items, little tomato candles and some little plushies. And on the other side, they had some more mugs and some other little items. And I thought this candle was really cute, $15, with the little mushrooms and the little woodsy scene, but I don't think you would burn them, but it is cute, but I will leave it there. I don't need it. And then they had another little display out here just with some little home decor items, different pieces that you could definitely use all year long, and then have those like different colors for spring or fall or Christmas. When I saw this, I thought it was like a little bathtub at first, like kind of a different candle. But anyways, this table was really cute too, $150. And then I like the little pieces that they had on it. This would be perfect for a little balcony or a little entryway table. And what I wanted to look at was clothes. I wanted to see if they had any like lightweight long sleeve shirts or any pajama pants. They didn't have anything that I was really looking for, and I found in the summertime too, they didn't really have anything that kind of works with what I like. But Giant Tiger has a good variety of clothes in regular sizes and plus size, and a lot of kind of business casual. I know a lot of women get clothes here because it's pretty affordable, and honestly, I think it's even a better price than what the thrift store is, and it's brand new quality. So anyways, it's always good to get a couple of little staple pieces like certain pairs of pants or tops, and then change out the colors whenever you need to. Their home decor is really affordable too. I was looking at some rugs. I wanted to get something a little bit more neutral. They also have a large variety of like panels just for your windows for a really great price. Like you can change them out frequently if you wanted to. I know ours always get faded by the sun, but I know what I'm looking for. I don't want anything that is like, I like it a lot more flatter. I find it's easier to take care of and really easy to vacuum. And there was one that kind of caught my eye, but then there was a little bit of yellow in it. And I thought, yeah, it would be nice for fall, but I want to get something that's going to go into, the home decor for fall and then Christmas and then into the blues and all that. So I'm looking for something a little bit more neutral. And Christmas, it's going to be out before you know it. There was a couple of blankets in here, but I always like to look at these throws because they're only $7 and they're perfect for the dog beds. I like that on the Flip app, you just type in an ingredient and then it tells you like where the best price was, and spinach and mushrooms was at Giant Tiger, and I wanted to go there anyway, so that worked out. And then I stopped at Metro to get good bacon. Since it's a long weekend, I thought it'd be nice just to make like bacon and eggs or maybe some pancakes or waffles or something. And then I just decided to go ahead and get the yogurt, 6 strawberry, 6 vanilla, so 12 of them for $10. It's pretty much the same price as Walmart. And then the Starbucks one was less than $7. That's the cheapest I've seen it. So I just went ahead and picked up the almond and oat one. I prefer that one compared to just the regular one. So some stuff for dinner, some things that we'll use, and it's kind of how I like to do the grocery shopping, just kind of in and out. Hello everybody, I got all the life stuff and everything taken care of, and now I can sit and start Vlogust. Good morning for everybody. And then I also started to kind of switch out some of my mom's clothes. I think last year I kind of finally figured out the right way to do it, so I was able to pack away some of the shirts that she didn't really wear this year and then hang up some more of her sweatshirts, and then probably in the next couple of weeks I'll finalize everything. And I think the same thing with Andrew. What I'm going to do this weekend is get all of his long sleeve shirts hung up in his closet and get his pants. I know he needs some more pants this year, but then what I do is I'll probably keep like a basket in his room and just keep some short sleeve shirts and shorts and all of that in there, because I find the days are getting cooler. We'll probably have another warm spell, but we'll see how it is. But I do find like as we get into the cooler weather, he usually ends up wearing like long sleeve, like lightweight long sleeve shirts and shorts. So I think last year I really started getting it down to a good system that worked, and then this year putting all the pieces together is going to work out. Same with my husband. Like he's at the point now where he doesn't really want to wear like all of the lightweight golf pants and all of that. He's starting to get into his long sleeve shirts and all that. So this weekend and next weekend we'll probably prioritize that a little bit, but know that we're probably gonna have another little bit of a heat wave left, but who knows. So anyways, today is pumpkin spice day, and when I was at Food Basics, the pop guy was there and he was bringing out Canada Dry, and it was the cranberry. So fall is definitely in the air. I'm not getting anything at Starbucks today. I don't like to go the first day because I find like they're working out the kinks for any new stuff and all of that to figure out the recipes and perfect it. And I also don't get like a hot pumpkin spice latte very often anymore. And I know I did it last year and I remembered it. It was like a rainy, dreary day. I was really, really sad and down in the dumps. And I'm like, I'm going to get my pumpkin spice latte. And I had that sip and it was like, oh, it was just like comfort, and it was just what I needed. It changed my whole day. So that's what I do. I try and wait for a day where I really, really just kind of need that. Sometimes it's only one all season. But if I got it today and I had that first sip, it would take away like when I need it. I know it kind of sounds silly, but it's little things that you know are very comforting to you, and if you save them on a day when you need it, it's even more special. But I can do a shaken pumpkin like drink or espresso or whatever, because that's what I like. So they had a little recipe or something on the notification or whatever, so that's kind of exciting to have something a little bit different here and there. But I love pumpkin spice, and that's the other thing I'm going to be doing this year, because cans of pumpkin, $5-6. I think even last year when they went on sale they weren't, like maybe $4. So I told Steve, I don't know about last year, but I know that the pie pumpkins sometimes are like 99 cents or even like $2. So I might buy one and see what I get out of it, because it would be cheaper, and the dogs are eating more pumpkin, and I like to bake a lot with pumpkin too, so I gotta make sure I have some room in my freezer for all of that. But anyways, fall is definitely in the air, and there's another reason why I'm thinking differently about fall this year. I know like I say the 1st of September, but I don't think we're going to have a very nice fall. I did a Google search this morning because somebody else said that too. After a really dry, hot summer, usually it's a shorter fall and it's just not as beautiful because the leaves start to fall earlier. And I know last year we had one of the most beautiful falls that we ever had. And I think we had a really wet summer last year. We had a very dry summer this year. So that's a little bit disappointing, but I think it's good to be aware of all of that, to make the most out of the season, because it is so short. I think we're gonna have, I kind of like, I think of autumn as like the beautiful fall season, and then fall is kind of like spooky season in November. So I think maybe thinking like, oh, autumn, like it's so fancy and beautiful, and then fall, everything is falling down and it's kind of more brown and a little bit more depressing. But you can also take those days and make them very comfy and magical with some of the little things that can bring a lot of joy into your day. So anyways, life was taken care of. We did all the things we needed to do. Now I'm going to do some computer work and get that all taken care of. And I'm not going to do pancakes today because something came up this afternoon. So I am going to do the same lunch that I had yesterday, because it was really good. It kept me satisfied and I really enjoyed it. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go do some computer work, and then I'm gonna make dinner. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of food prep and all of that today. We'll kind of see how it goes. Like I had a plan of what I wanted to do today, but I don't think it's gonna go the way I want it to, and that's okay. It's always good to have a plan and then wiggle things around, and whatever you don't get done today, you can do tomorrow, but do the stuff that needs to get done today, and then whatever doesn't need to be done today. I had a fun thing come up for the afternoon, and then I had some time before I had to go and get my boys, so I just kind of looked around, and I wanted to share this with you because I was in at Michael's, and all of their fall stuff is buy one get one free. Some of it's very nice, very classic. I do think it would stand the test of time. I've gotten some pillows from there that were really nice years ago, but I just find it's gone a little bit downhill. And then I got really excited because the little hedgehog pumpkin, for some reason I thought these were at Walmart, and then I thought they were all sold out. $25. I thought that was ridiculous, and then I'm thinking, well, how much is the big one? I was kind of surprised when I saw that the big one was only $5 more compared to the small one, but the small one was the one that I wanted. But I can understand why people are getting more affordable home decor at Walmart and at places like Giant Tiger, and there's a reason why their shelves are still full at Michael's. $25 for a small little figurine is too much. It is time to make dinner, and there is birthday pizza left over for Andrew, which he loves, and I thought I'd make a recipe that he doesn't love, but Steve and I really like this. It's mushroom and bacon linguine, and it's actually a HelloFresh meal, but I'm using all of my ingredients. I will link it down below, and I have the recipe on my tablet there, and all of their ingredients go by grams, so I have everything measured out. I have the linguine, I have the spinach, the onion, the mushroom. It says pureed garlic. I'm just using my little jar garlic. Cream cheese, I'm using the whipped, and then I have some Parmesan cheese there too. Everything is weighed out and ready to go, and I can just follow along with the recipe. So this is something I can even do in the future with other recipes and take what they have and then substitute, because you can do that whenever you are cooking. And then I'm just getting everything in order. I'm just cutting the spinach down to be a little bit smaller, and I'm doing all of this while the bacon is cooking. And then I also have the water with a little bit of salt coming up to a boil so I can get the pasta cooked. Now, I did end up having more bacon than what I needed, but that's okay because it's the only meat in here, and then it's also going to give it some of that saltiness, so I don't need to add any more salt in with the seasoning. And then whenever the bacon is all done, I'm going to take the bacon fat, I think you reserve a tablespoon, it said, and then I'm going to add in the onions and the mushrooms, and then you just cook them, I think, for about 6 minutes in here. And then I have the heat turned down really low because it is my cast iron skillet and they keep the heat. So this is going to be sitting here for a little bit because I'm still waiting for the water to come to a boil, and then you're just going to saute this for 6 minutes, and honestly, everything is really ready to go. I'm just kind of waiting for the water to boil. I'm using dried thyme. I don't have fresh thyme, and you could use other, seasonings, or if you have fresh ones, you can use that too. That is the thing about cooking. You can make it work with what you have, and that's what I had to do. There's a couple of things that I didn't have. So anyways, the water is starting to boil, so I put a little bit of the jarred garlic in here. Now, the one thing that it called for was like the chicken concentrate, and I didn't have any, so I kind of well, it'll give it a little bit more flavor. So I did have some better than chicken bouillon or whatever, and I know a little goes a long way. So I put in the whipped cream cheese, and this was so nice to work with because it's really nice and light and it melts a lot quicker. So I'm just checking the water because I don't want to do everything too quick, and I also want to make sure that there's some starch in it as it boils to thicken up the sauce. But this also shows you how you can make a really nice meal without a lot of ingredients. So here I am, I'm putting in that better than chicken bouillon, and then all I have to do is take a half a cup of the pasta water, and I'm comfortable adding it in now because it is boiling. So all I'm going to do is put that in with the mushrooms and the onions and the cream cheese and the better than bouillon. I'm going to turn the heat down because I do want this to thicken it up a little bit more, because I'm going to dump that in with the linguine then when it's done. And all I'm doing is following the recipe. So I didn't print it out. I just have it on the tablet, which will help with the paper clutter and everything. But this came together really easily. And then I'm just putting in the spinach to wilt down. And this is like 2 servings, but I do find that their pasta is always a little bit more for 3. So Steve and I will have dinner, and then there'll be enough left over for his lunch. I'm not doing it exactly the way that it said, like for presentation. I'm just putting it all in the pot, and then I'm just shredding the cheese on it too. And then the only thing I'll really do is put a little bit of black pepper on the top. But I'm not doing a side salad. I'm not doing garlic bread. It's just a really simple meal that I was able to make with what I have, and I really do like the whipped cream cheese, and I know it's still on sale for a few more days, so maybe I should pick up a few more. But anyways, I'm just gonna plate everything up, just keeping it really simple, and no guilt. I'm gonna enjoy this meal. It came together really simple, and it was really delicious. I'm making that strawberry mousse again so we can have it for tomorrow night. So I have the strawberry puree again. I'm actually going to put it in the fridge to see if it will thicken up a little bit as it's sitting. And then I took the rest of the whipping cream and did it in my KitchenAid mixer and whipped it up really thick, like the last time I did it with my hand mixer, and I probably could have whipped it longer. So I wanted to see if it would thicken up and hold a little bit better, because like it was really nice and firm. So last time I did the 5 of them, and then I have the whipping cream, and then I put the strawberries in. Tried to do it light and everything, but I think because I whipped it up and it was a little bit thicker, it didn't even fill up the 4 glasses. So I'm kind of curious to see if this will be a little bit thicker, but honestly, it's not like watery and like falling off the spoon. It's just, it is a really nice summer dessert that's really simple, and like you could garnish it and make it look really nice. And like the recipe said, you could even put a little bit of gelatin in. I don't think you would need a lot for the amount, just to make it thicken up a little bit more. So anyways, now I got the extra cup, so I'm just going to take the puree and put it up on top. And then I'm just going to take like that stick and seal or whatever it is, not saran wrap, but the press and seal, I think it is. So anyways, I just cut some little squares so that way it wouldn't dry out and it can sit in the fridge overnight and then see if it thickens up a little bit more. But anyways, that is what I wanted to do. And then the fridge, just need to do a little bit tidying up. I'm not getting a lot of groceries this week. It is Labor Day weekend. We have stuff to clean up. I still have produce from last week that I didn't use up. So meals changed a little bit this week, but I knew that I wanted to make pasta, and then all of these little odds and ends here. The pepperoni, I have some turkey bites that are open, and then I also have that package of bacon, and I should freeze some of them. But anyways, this is one of the gifts that Andrew got. He got pajama pants with Snoopy and pizzas, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like where did you get these? I always love when people know Andrew, so these are really, really cute, and I'm really, really jealous. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because I'm getting ready to put them in the wash. And the other thing that I got today when I was out was I got a different light bulb. I got it at the dollar store. It was a 40 watt and it was a warm light, so I was hoping that this would look really nice in the lamp that I thrifted on the little hutch. So we will see. I'm really excited about it. I think I do really like the lamp, and it is a little bit warmer, but then the night before I also had the candle warmer on a lower setting, so I do think this is a really nice balance to make the house nice and cozy. A little bit of a cooler day, no pumpkin spice latte, but I am going to wait for the perfect day. So anyways, I really like the way that this hutch came together, and thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for the last day of Vlogust.